The Doll That Wouldn't Stay Still, Chapter 1, The Gift. I don't know if anyone will believe this, but I need to write it down. I need someone to know. Last summer, my aunt gave me a porcelain doll. She had found it in the attic of our old family house. It used to belong to a little girl, she said, her voice soft, almost reverent. I didn't care. I wasn't a kid anymore. I wasn't supposed to be afraid of toys. The doll was fragile, pale as chalk, with glassy eyes that reflected light in the strangest way. Its dress was torn and yellowed with age, lace frayed at the edges, and there was a faint smell of damp wood and mildew. I put it on a shelf in my room and forgot about it. Until the first night. I woke up around 3 a.m. to a sound that made my blood freeze. Something had fallen. When I sat up and looked around my room, the doll was no longer on the shelf. It was sitting on my desk, facing me. I laughed nervously and told myself it must have fallen and somehow landed upright. That had to be it. But the air felt colder than usual, and there was a stiffness to the silence, like the room itself was holding its breath. Over the next few nights, the doll moved again. Sometimes it was on the chair by my bed, sometimes on the windowsill staring out at the dark street below. I tried leaving it in the middle of the room, but the next morning it was always back where I hadn't placed it. Its head would tilt slightly, and its eyes, they seemed to follow me. I started sleeping with the door locked, thinking that would stop it. But then I started hearing the tapping. First soft, almost playful, like fingernails on wood. Then louder, more insistent, like it was signaling me. I would wake up in the middle of the night to find it sitting at the threshold of my bedroom, hand raised, as if it had knocked. I couldn't tell anyone. My friends would call me insane. My parents would laugh it off. Only my aunt might understand, but she had no idea how bad it had gotten. I decided to test it. I set up my phone to record me while I slept. I wanted proof, or maybe just to prove to myself that I was imagining things. At 2:46 a.m., the recording picked up movement. Frame by frame, you could see it shift, turn its head slightly, and then its mouth cracked open. Not in a scream, but in the smallest, most unnatural way, as if it were whispering. And in the static, I could hear a girl's voice, soft and broken. "You took me from her." I couldn't sleep after that. Every shadow in my room looked like it was alive. Every creak of the floorboards sounded deliberate. The doll sat in its usual spot, but now I felt its presence even when I wasn't looking at it. It's watching me now, I think, even as I'm typing this. The Doll That Wouldn't Stay Still, Chapter 2, The Return. I thought it was over. I really did. After that morning when I saw it sitting on my chest, I considered calling my aunt. I considered throwing it into the river. But something stopped me. Fear? Guilt? Or maybe I already knew the truth. The next night, I tried to sleep with every light in my room on. I told myself, it can't move in the light. But the moment I closed my eyes, I heard it. A soft scratching, like porcelain nails on the wooden floor. My heart hammered, but I forced myself to keep my eyes shut. The scratching stopped. Silence. I exhaled, thinking maybe it had moved somewhere else. Then came the whisper. "You took me from her." I bolted upright. Nothing. Just the dark room and the faint glow of my phone charging on the desk. But I could feel it. The air thickened, colder than ice, and I realized I was not alone. I didn't move for what felt like hours. Then I saw it, reflected in the window. Not on the shelf, not on the desk, but standing behind me, motionless. Its tiny cracked hands hung limp, but its eyes, hollow, wet,
full of longing and hate. I ran. I didn't stop until I was outside, in the street, gasping for air. The morning was gray, quiet, safe, I thought. I dared a glance back at my house. The window of my room was dark, empty. But at night, it came back, always. It followed me to my friends' houses, left packages at my doorstep, sat on park benches when I walked by. It didn't move quickly, but it always arrived. Always. And every time I saw it, its grin had widened, its eyes glistened wetly, and the whisper echoed louder than before. She wants you. I tried everything. Burning it, locking it away, burying it. None of it worked. It always returned. The doll didn't just move anymore, it hunted. And the closer I got to leaving town, the faster it appeared. Last night, I finally understood. The doll isn't tied to the attic. It's not even tied to me. It's tied to the girl. And I had taken her from her resting place, her peace, decades ago when my aunt had found it. The whispers weren't mine to ignore. They were a warning. I don't know where she is now. Maybe watching, maybe waiting. But I know one thing. The doll will never leave me. Not alive, not asleep, not anywhere I try to hide. And I have stopped trying to run. Now, I write this here, hoping someone, somewhere will read it, hoping someone else will be careful if they ever find a porcelain doll in the attic. Because if you hear that soft scratching at night, and a whisper that says, "She wants you," then it's already too late.